Hey guys, welcome to another Jurassic World Alive video, and today we're going to go over next week's event, and before we go over it, we have to talk about the caveat, obviously. So, as they write on their Twitter, they say, note, this calendar will be subject to change once update 1.7 goes live. Follow us and stay tuned for more information. So, this is only an interim event calendar, so whenever 1.7 goes live, the events are going to change. So, looking at these events, they planned it out all the way to Sunday, so it's very likely that it's not going to be on Monday, or probably not even on Tuesday. Like, if they planned it out that much, they might have some problems on their hands. It's probably going to take them a while to actually update the whole thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get it like on maybe even Thursday or Friday, or maybe not even next week. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't even get it on next week, which I'm fine with because the event calendar for next week's actually not bad. But that aside, they plan it like even out to the last day of next week, so it's possible it's 1.7 won't even drop next week. But hopefully it does, and we'll just have to wait for a scheduled maintenance announcement on their side, and that would help us get a better idea of when the update is going to drop. But anyways, let's go over the schedule, since, you know, it's still possible that they could just not drop the update next week at all, and this will be our full schedule for next week, and it looks really, really good. We have some positive changes here that we're going to talk about. Really, really positive changes. So, do you guys remember that, you know, they talked about, oh, we're going to revert the calendar back to having the dinos every day, and they did just that, and they're doing it in a quite unique fashion, I'd say, which we haven't really experienced it yet, but it looks really good. So, starting with the event dinos, on Monday through Wednesday, we got, 36 attempts on 4 commons. That's a Pados, Stego, Velociraptor, and Parasaur. So I think this is like the event dino schedule. I think this is Hybrid Legacy. I might be wrong, but it looks real much like Hybrid Legacy. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you got 18 attempts on Nodo, Utah, and Amarga for the rares. So they're overlapping Wednesday. So you got 2 days for commons only, and then the third day on Wednesday, you still have commons live, but you also have the rares starting on Wednesday as well. So we have both. So you get 3 days for both rares and commons. So that's great. At least on the surface, it looks really good. We haven't actually seen it in practice yet. And then Saturday, Sunday, it's just the epics. How many attempts? 9 attempts on either Anki, Rex, or Sino. So, yeah, that's pretty much Hybrid Legacy week. And looks good. It really does look good. If that's how they're going to fix it, I'd take it. And also, let's go over the specific dinos. So for the commons, now, like, with what we know about the update now, Parasaur is a really good one to go for. Since, obviously, Paramoloch got that huge buff. Paramoloch looks really, really strong right now. It could be a top-tier dino for sure. And then Stegosaurus obviously still makes Stegoceratops and Monostegotops. The thing is about this calendar is we don't really know much about the migration yet. So, like, if Stego becomes, like, global again, like, it would be a bit of a waste to use the attempts on Stego instead of, say, Velociraptor or Parasaur, which maybe wouldn't be a daytime, in Velociraptor's case, probably not a daytime spawn, or in Parasaur's case, probably not a global spawn. But, you know, we'll just roll with the migration that we have right now. Velociraptor, always a good choice. Obviously, lots of uses for it. Makes Indominus Rex, which in turn makes Erlodom, and also Indoraptor needs a lot of Velociraptor DNA. Apatosaurus, I probably wouldn't go for this one, because at the moment, it's rarely easy to find these things. and also it's not that useful. It makes Notapatosaurus, which makes either Giga Spikosaur, Notopatin, or Stegosaurus, which aren't that good at the moment, but might have better uses in the next patch because of stat boosts, but that's still yet to see. So I mean, you could go for the Pato though. It's not like none of these next week for the interim schedule are bad choices. And let's move on to rares. Rares got Noto, Utah, and Amarga. Notosaurus obviously makes Notapatosaurus. I think that's the only thing it makes. Which, you know, if you want to go for any Notopato hybrids, sure, you can go for that. Utah Raptor has a bit... I think it kind of lost a bit of value just because of the Renix nerf. And sure, Utah Raptor got stronger, but like everybody is talking about, oh, Utah got so much better. Not really. It only got its attack boost by 50, which isn't too much. Like it's still really, really good, but it didn't get like so much better. Like it's a lot of people. I think the perception comes from how people see Renix. Some people think Renix got a huge nerf. That's why Utah Sino seems like it got a huge buff. Not really. It didn't really get a huge buff. It got better for sure, but it's not that big of a buff though. But Utah Sino or Utah Raptor obviously is still a good choice because you still do have the option of Smilodon, which makes Smilodon, which could be really interesting in the next patch, especially considering the possible resurgence of tanks with Diaraja, Gripelith, Gemini Titan. If anyone could get that, that could be huge for the meta if it really is that much more available. Bleeders will destroy it. And also, Smilodon is just nice. 129 dino, right? Amargasaurus, that's for what? Tragodistus or Amargacephalus and Tragodistus, and also Gigaspike. Gigaspike, like it's just not a bad option to go for. Like none of these are bad options to go for. So if you want to go for that, obviously go ahead as well. Tragodistus will benefit a lot from stat boosts because 40% armor. That's not something you could stat boost. So that's a really good option to go for. Saturday and Sunday, you got your epics: Sinoceratops, Anki, and Rex. Damn, this is a really hard one. Like, okay, you know what? Let's take out Sino, just because Sino isn't as valuable as it was before. It's still a good option, of course, but Anki and Rex now. Like, Rex, you could get, with it, you could get Earlom, Trico, two of the best dinos in the game. And then Anki, still, you could... Now, Diaraja got a huge buff. Anki makes two of the strongest dinos in the game. Diaraja and Tricosaurus, two of the top dinos in the game. So does Rex, with Earlodom and Trico, so this is going to be a really difficult one. I guess it really depends on which components you need a bit more. I guess if you really want to conserve resources, then maybe go for Diaraja and Earlodom so you don't have to share the Anki for Trico, I guess. Because Trico is very, very expensive. But then again, Trico is super, super powerful, especially with next patch, especially with stat boosts. Trico is going to be a monster. With stat boost, Trico is going to easily be better than a stat boost. A stat boost of Trico is just going to be a better than a stat boost of Earlom, but so is a stat boost of Diaraja is going to be really strong as well. So, anyways, that's going to be it for the event dinos. And one thing I do want to note. This is the interim schedule, right? So it's subject to change. So I was wondering, like, why would they change it? Like, why would they change this schedule? Why doesn't it need changing if the 1.7 update comes out? Well, the easiest answer, I guess, would be because the schedule that they actually want out for 1.7 would contain creatures that weren't in 1.6, which means a Cenozoic creature. So very likely that next, or the actual schedule, not the interim schedule, this one's the interim schedule, the actual schedule will contain the Cenozoic creatures. It could be a full week of Cenozoics. So that would be interesting, right? Anyways, moving on to the Strike Towers, it's various. Can I read all of these? What these symbols mean? Not really. I'll try my best though. Okay, so on Monday you got a small one-step common. I think that's a counterattack. A strike, and then a 5-step standard common. I think that's hybrid legacy. That symbol. And then on Tuesday you got a 3-step. No, that's not a standard. That the hybrid legacy one was a large one. 3-step, you got a standard. You got a 3-step standard common. I think that's high HP strike. And then you got your first sense strike. And then Wednesday you got a 1-step standard counter strike, 1-step standard hybrid legacy strike, and a 1-step rare high HP strike with your treasure chase on Wednesday still. Thursday you got a 1-step large counter strike and another sense strike. Friday you got a 1-step standard hybrid legacy strike and a 1-step boss strike, epic boss strike, and a treasure chase. Saturday, that's a 1-step small common counter strike, a 5-step large hybrid legacy strike, a common strike, and then a 5-step epic themed strike, which is high HP, I would guess. And then Sunday, you got a small 1-step common high HP strike and a treasure chase. So that's gonna be it for the strike events. Damn, that's a lot of strike events. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. That's 15 strike events. They might be reverting the strike events back to average 16 a week as well. Wow, that's crazy. I guess they were listening to the feedback, I guess. Although I didn't really hear too much complaint about the strike events. I personally didn't have too much complaints about them, but it's good for us, I guess. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Remember, this is an interim schedule. It is subject to change whenever the update drops. And stop asking me when the update is dropping. I actually don't know. So, yep, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you're super hyped about 1.7, because it's not that... It's not that... I personally think 1.7 is that good. It's just because 1.6 has just been so boring. And it's been a while. I want some change. That would be fun. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Join our Discord in the description if you want to talk about any of this. And also, do subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel and haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow then. Hopefully, we'll have the update tomorrow, which is very, very unlikely. But still, there's a chance. Small chance. A very, very small chance, but it could happen.